Hey everyone, and welcome back to Unscripted, previewing Game 2 of the State of Origin series. And alongside me, I've got my former teammate. Mate, it's an honour to have you here, Joy Arrow.
Former work colleague.
You know what, I'm quite disappointed, to be totally honest with you. I thought you would have been in camp, but that's me. I think Queensland messed up there yet again. I don't know what's going on up north, but they must have something against you. I don't know what it is.
I wouldn't say that. Well, I'm just glad I got a coffee today, Josh, because you bore me. And I got another sit with you for another hour. So
you know what? They actually call you decaf because you never get up for anything. But anyway, so
ask my missus.
That was really good by me, by the way. How's things? How did you pull up the last game?
Yeah, no, really good. Pretty good. Quite a disappointing result, especially after, playing some good footy there in the first half, going 12-0 up against Canberra for them, to score 36 unanswered points is pretty disappointing. But
what's going on with your voice?
Elbow to the throat. So Joey Tarpany got me with a little bit of an elbow, which is why my voice is a bit croaky and
1-0.
Not doing too well, but I'm used to it. I'm used to that.
Did Billy call you at all? Any feedback?
No calls, no nothing like that. Look, I obviously would love to be there, but it is what it is. Like, I'm not too fussed. I'm happy playing footy week in and week out. Obviously, I had a fairly serious injury last year, but to be playing footy week in and week out, throughout this year, I'm excited about, and if the opportunity ever arises, I know I'll be ready.
Listen, I'm sure you're kind of disappointed in some aspect, and you have every right to be, because I thought you've been playing great footy for Souths this year, and I think I'm going to stick by my word. I think Queensland really need your skill set. They need your mongrel. They need your impact, but I don't know.
Are we getting this on camera? He's giving you a rap here.
No. I'm giving you a massive. I want to give you a rap because this is the only rap you're going to get in the whole show, because I'm going to absolutely roast you in a minute. And I think they're lacking your experience as well, mate. So, but the other side of that, I'm happy you're here. I'm happy we get to do this show together. And
absolutely,
because I wouldn't get this opportunity if you were in camp, and that is, you know what's coming, Jai.
What?
Chuck it on, mate. As everyone recalls.
What's this though?
Mate, we had a bet. We had a bet. Are you a man or are you a mouse? Are you going to own it? Come on now.
Oh, look. I'm a man of my word.
Hey, you know what? All we said was the winner. We had to pick the winner. I did not only pick the winner, I picked the score. So you're actually lucky you're not even putting on that jersey.
It's a shit hat too. Like, it's horrible.
Actually looks good on you.
Maybe my head's big, but it's a shit fitted hat.
It looks good on you.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? As I recall, it's called Stateoforigin. Where were you born?
In Fairfield. That's in Queensland. Did you not know that?
It's in New South Wales.
There's a place called Fairfield in Queensland?
Yeah, it's in New South Wales. You were born in New South Wales, and you moved to Queensland. How old were you?
3, 4.
Well, why was that? Why did you move to Queensland?
Because my mum and dad saw the light and decided it was too cold down here in winter, and the Queensland or the Gold Coast winters were much more enjoyable instead of freezing your ass off and having to have the heater on 24/7.
Yeah, don't put
electricity bills down up there, all that kind of stuff.
Well, don't put me to sleep, because
financially it made sense.
We've got another 15 minutes into this show, so don't put me to sleep. Anyway, did your phone blow up as well?
But that was torture. That was actual torture.
No one actually called you.
I had to change my number because of you. I actually have to think about it because I keep getting random calls and I don't answer random numbers.
Couldn't have happened to a better bloke.
Lucky I answer yours because I don't have your number saved.
Should we get stuck into it?
Let's do it, bro.
All right, let's go. All right, mate. Team list. No real surprises with New South Wales. Sticking to the pretty much same squad for game one. Obviously, the most notable absentee would be Mitch Barnett, not playing game 2. Unfortunately, done his ACL, which is devastating for him, for the Warriors as well, because the Warriors have been on fire. They've caught everyone by surprise. But obviously, Stefano has come in and replaced for Mitch Barnett. I think makes sense. He was 19th man for game 1. He has played State of Origin already. He's got the experience there, so it's not going to be, a baptism of fire. But I thought Keon Kolomatangi, my former teammate, your current teammate, just missed out. He's still part of the squad.
Yeah.
But happy with the decision?
Bit on the fence. First of all, as a teammate, I think he deserves to be there for sure. with what he's done over the past month or so.
Yep.
I think he does deserve to be in the side somewhere. But it is obviously hard to change a side that has won as well. And I think with Keon as well, don't get me wrong, Stefano's a good pick as well.
Yep.
They're both big bodies, and I really feel as though, you basically tell those boys they have to bring impact off the bench, and I feel like they both could do that. Obviously, Keon's played lots of minutes for us.
Yeah.
So, telling him to say change that role and have impact off the bench, he could bring that.
Yeah.
But he can also play long minutes as well if you need him to. So, look, as a teammate, I do think he should be there, but we're playing this week, so I'm glad he's not 8th man and he gets to come back and play with us. So
I think Stefano's performance against the Cowboys down in Melbourne last week was pretty impressive as well, and I think that would have gave Laurie Daly a vote of confidence to get him back in the team.
Yeah, he brought a lot of punch too with his carries. I did watch that game. He brought a lot of punch with his carries, and defended well as well. So I could see why I picked him, and look, I hope he doesn't play too well.
Looks like the move from the West Tigers to Melbourne is working out for Stefano already. What about a couple of notable mentions? Jacob Kiraz has been is a late comer into the squad. There's a bit of an injury scare around Brian Tor. He's been nursing that hamstring for pretty much all year now.
Can I take this shit off?
No. And it's actually funny that I mentioned that because I put a tweet out after the Dogs played Para, and I thought to myself, far out, surely Kiraz will be the next man up to debut for New South Wales, and he's almost there. I've been like the oracle lately. It's been so weird. It's been so weird. It's been weird.
Look, don't get too ahead of yourself. Yes, you claiming off camera that you are a psychic, which is fucking ridiculous, but
mate,
rightly deserved. Kiraz rightly deserved. I think he's been really good for the Dogs. Hopefully he doesn't play this week. That helps.
Yep.
He's a fairly strong outside back, and a lot of the Dogs' rewards in games have been off their back five, and he's been crucial to that.
Yep. Mate, they've got like five Origin players playing. So you've got Matt Burton, Kiraz has been called into the squad, pending if he might play or not.
No, he'll have to play, surely.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon he'll play on the weekend.
You reckon
as if Toto's, depending on the extent of it, but imagine Toto's not going to want to miss an Origin game.
No, so I think
even if he's 50-50, he's going, bro, I'm sweet.
Well, I think it'll come down to a game time decision almost. Like I think they'll give him
and it's 30 grand.
Chance.
You gonna say no to that?
You say it's 30 grand, but half of that's to the tax man.
Yeah, but that's tax time. Eventually you don't get it all back.
You can't really hide much money if you're a footballer.
So you're saying they should pay cash?
Mate, that would be nice.
That'd be hectic.
That would be nice. But yeah, Queensland now. Oh, actually, before that, I should mention Hamola Olakwatu.
Yeah.
So he was part of the squad as well, but he's having a baby. So shout out to them too.
Congratulations,
all
bro.
the best there.
Oh, is his first?
I think it's his second.
Okay. We understand.
I'm not sure, but anyway. Queensland. I knew this was going to happen.
Put it on silent.
You know what I did?
Right before put it on silent,
actually did. Hey, shout out to producer Pedro. He actually told me to do it. And look, it's actually, I don't know, it's on silent, but he rang. Bizarre, man. That's bizarre.
Phones in.
That's weird.
They say phones like their owners, idiots.
That's actually, anyway. Where were we? Queensland.
Yeah.
Well, it is unscripted, so this anything can happen on this show. Happy with Caden Ponga's performance first game. You said he was going to get man of the match.
Oh, look, he didn't really have the opportunity to play, did he? I'm a big believer of if your forwards win the battle, then the players like Ponga, Munster, and that can come into the game a lot more.
Well, Mitch Moses and Nathan Cleary didn't need to do much for game one, and that was a perfect example of complete domination through the forwards.
Still longer, I can't remember.
Well, listen, I think with Nathan in particular, I think there's this certain expectation that he needs to be having 9 or 10 out of 10 games week in, week out. And I think that performance he had in the grand final, the 2023, which was out of this world, and it was some supernova shit. We can both agree on that.
Last 20 minutes.
And I feel
15.
He's one of the greats already.
Yep.
He's already won 4 premierships. He's been to 5 grand finals. He's won an Origin series. He's won a World Cup. All right. But just particular journalists out there, some pundits, commentators say he needs to own Origin. What the fuck does that even mean? He didn't have the best game.
He played his part, right?
But he played his part, but he didn't
Yeah.
need to have to be this superstar and have to own that game one because everyone was
Well, he had a hand in the first try.
that double pump down the
yeah.
short side. 100%.
Big hand in the first try. He kicked well. I thought he kicked well. Not goal kicking.
Not goal kicking.
Sorry. Well, no one goal kicked well.
Yeah, but his punts, his cage kicks in the corner, they were
Yep. Well, I
flawless.
thought he had more of a hand than Mitch did.
I think so too, yeah.
But again, Mitch, all you have to do, I'm a big believer in Origin, especially. The more simple you keep it, the better the outcome.
I agree. We were going to go 10 days together.
And they kept it simple. They played to their game plan and it worked.
Yeah.
So,
We said it, I think we said it as well, like they were going to come with a power game, which they did.
which they did, absolutely.
Big outside backs, rolling up the field. Dylan Edwards as well was outstanding. The forwards. I thought Max King off the bench was great. Payne Haas is Payne Haas. We know what he brings.
I thought Lomax was up there.
Oh my God.
Who did you get man of the match? Who got man of the match?
Man of the
Payne
match.
did, sorry.
Yeah, Payne. Which
I thought he was close to man of the match, but you can't give Winger man of the match.
He would have
surely.
been a notable. He was definitely a notable mention. But yeah, back to Queensland, and I think Robert Toyer. Well, I pitched to you. I thought Latrell was absolutely going to give him a bath, and he held his own. Like he played outstanding on his debut.
Yeah.
Young, inexperienced, did his job, and I thought he was top 3 best.
It's a big ask.
I thought he was top 3 best Queensland players to take the field.
It's a big ask for a young kid to come into a side and take on the aura of Latrell Mitchell. He did a really good job on him, and all reports from other people, they reckon he's huge, hey, in
Have you
real
seen
life.
his chest?
They reckon he's
He's
huge.
got one of the biggest chest plates I've ever seen.
So he's probably deceptively strong enough to take
Latrell
on. So I thought he was pretty good. Well, all the pressure was on him, really, and he stood up for himself, and fair few changes in this game.
You know where we're getting at. Let's just talk about it straight off. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about DC. I said prior to this series, I thought he shouldn't have played, and I think.
I still disagree with that.
Well, okay. Well, let me speak. I think
Don't yell.
again. I'm not yelling, and I think the reason I didn't want him to play was I didn't think his club form was good enough. I thought Tommy Dearden was playing better footy. I thought Tommy Dearden's
club form. You talk about club form, right? And Penrith were way down the ladder at this point.
Yep.
So you're gonna sit and point the finger at Nathan Cleary because their club level form wasn't.
No, but
up
he got
to
the
scratch?
but he got the result for game one.
Yeah, I'm not. I
Not
know
only
that.
that, like the Penrith are getting the results now. So Penrith had the thing about Penrith, right? This year, they've had a lot of players leave yet again. So Nia Taruva, Jarome Luai, Fisher Harris. So more change at the club. They've lost their fortress.
Why? That's not an excuse though.
But they lost their fortress.
They've lost so many people over the past 4
They
years.
lost their
Josh.
home. They lost their home ground advantage. They've got to play at a foreign stadium, so they don't got that.
Mate, they've won 4 comps in a row.
Yeah, I know, but they've gone through a lot
You
of
reckon
change.
a
They're still
cause
human,
fine
but
to
not
them?
only that, that's all going to come. That's all going to run out sooner or later. Like the NRL is such a competitive league. What we're seeing right now is out of this world.
This
and
pissed me off, this goal.
Yeah, all right, fine, fair enough. You've copped it enough. And what they've gone through this year in terms of change to their roster, to their team, is been huge.
Tell me there hasn't been change in the first year till now. They won the comp. So 21 till now. You don't reckon there's been...
Their crux of that team is still there, though. Like, they still had Jarome. They still had Fish. They still had Dylan Edwards. They still had Brian To'o. They still got Liam
They've still
Martin.
got Dylan Edwards.
Yeah,
They've still got
Dylan.
Brian To'o.
Yeah, they still got, 4 players, right? But the whole team's they've got so much youth now and experience in that footy side.
Okay.
So that's just where I'm getting at. And with, again, back to my point about Cherry-Evans, I think he's still got a lot on his mind in terms of where he's going to play next year. If I'm going to pick either Tommy Dearden or Cherry-Evans, and I'm not, this is no disrespect to Cherry-Evans, what he's done in the State of Origin arena is unbelievable. But it's Tom Dearden's time now. And he's got it was going to come eventually, and I feel like Cherry-Evans should have passed the torch earlier. I feel like Billy Slater should have made the call earlier, because obviously it's in the back of his mind.
So you wouldn't have given...
Cherry-Evans, no.
Game one. No. You wouldn't give a man who's captained Queensland nearly 20 times, I think, mind you. You wouldn't give him the opportunity in game one to play.
No.
All because of club form.
Look where we are now. Look where we are. Look at all the media attention. Look at all the distractions now on your squad. If that was done earlier, Billy would have had this conversation. Daly, I respect everything you've done for this Queensland jumper. All right, you're
The
one
team
of
that loses game one is always going to have heat on them. Just like last year when New South Wales lost the first game, they had a huge heat on them.
What's a harder
game
decision?
2.
What's a harder decision? To drop Cherry-Evans now or to not let him have part in this Origin series?
Say that again.
What's a harder decision to make? To drop Cherry-Evans before game 1, not even drop him, but not get picked, or drop him ahead of prior to game 2?
Prior to game 2.
So why not?
He deserved the opportunity game 1.
And in his defense,
And I still think he's the best option at half back.
over Tommy Didham.
Well, it's not saying that I don't think Tommy deserves an opportunity. He does, absolutely. But as a number 7, I still think Ches is the best halfback that Queensland has.
Okay.
That's my opinion. Don't get me wrong. But then you bring in youth in Tommy who he's going to do a job as well. He's going to do a good job.
He's got a good running game. His kicking game is great
strong.
as well. He's strong. He's a good defender despite his height.
I'm very intrigued. I'm actually very intrigued to see how Tommy and Cam go in the halves.
Well, let's be real. Like, I'm not gonna, just keep sticking the finger at Cherry-Evans and say, he should have been dropped and whatnot. But like any halfback that played that game 1 wouldn't have had any input into the game.
That's another thing too. It comes into account that I'm sure, mate, I'm no expert. I'm a middle forward, but I'm no expert in saying that if your forwards do not win the battle, it is so hard for your outside backs, your fullback, your halves to play, and hooker, your spine to play footy and score points.
Exactly. Well, if your forwards aren't rolling up the field, if you're not generating quick ruck speed, the time's taken away from you as a playmaker, right? You don't dig into the line as much. You're facing aggressive line speed.
Yep. So
it may
it's on, and you'll agree with me here. It's on the forwards to get the job done in game 2. They need to be aggressive.
Yeah.
They need to be in the face of the New South Wales forwards and make it personal.
You guys were aggressive though, but you guys were too aggressive to the point that
Fairly
you guys,
ill-disciplined, yes.
You guys were ill-disciplined and you let your emotions get the best of you. And that's my opinion. Like there was some very comical errors, penalties. Like we know no contact with the head.
See, there was some that I disagreed with.
Like what?
So the Paddy Carrigan, it was fairly early on. He had his hand kind of across, I think it was Edward's head, face.
Well, what
it's Origin. It's fucking Origin, mate.
It's Origin, but the game's not that. That's not the game anymore.
No, he didn't hit him in the head. He didn't clothesline him in the head.
He collar tied him. He had his whole arm around ripping his face off. Like, what?
I disagree with that call.
Why do it?
I disagree with that call.
Why do it?
Mate, you're at Suncorp. You're playing at Suncorp in an Origin. Game 1. You want to have aggression.
I agree with you, but the game's not like that anymore. I would love to have a bit of niggle in the face.
Game's gone soft.
Mate.
Game's gone
what
soft.
is the pinnacle in rugby league right now? It's State of Origin, right? This is our showpiece.
Yep.
If we're trying to grow the game, we're trying to expand the game. We want to clean a game.
As if you don't want to see filth.
I do want to see it.
I absolutely want to see filth.
I do want to see it, but
that's a bit of filth that I disagree that was a penalty.
How many sin-bins have we seen for any contact towards the head? How many?
You know what? They have been better though. They have been much better.
They have by the early start of the year, round 4, round 5. I was getting revved up and I was about to turn the TV off for the rest of the year. But
and honestly, do you know what? As a player, it made you not scared to tackle, but scared to go in with intent and aggression to,
put a shot off.
Try and bash someone. Because you're scared enough that somehow you're going to bounce up and hit his chin. You're gone. You're submit.
Yeah, there needs to be common sense in that part.
Absolutely.
But again, back to you guys. You guys were over.
But I disagree with that. You
guys were aggressive. You had the aggression. The game was still close, right? Yeah, I know we missed a few
Does that scare you?
Conversions. Doesn't scare me, but it keeps me on my guard.
I don't think Queensland could have played any worse.
Yeah, you guys played pretty bad.
It was only 18-6.
Yeah, but we missed a few conversions. We bombed a few tries.
The only reason why you got your prediction right was on technicalities because they kicked shit.
Well,
goal kicking.
That's not a technicality, mate. I predicted the score.
I will give you a rap on that. Right. Fucking Houdini. You should have went and bought a lotto ticket, but
mate,
that was pretty good.
But speaking of one player I want to mention is Josh Papali'i. He's obviously played for Queensland for how many series now? He's the most capped Canberra-rated player of all time, playing 319 games. I think he passed Jason Croker, I think it was. And what he's been able to achieve in his career, particularly playing in the forwards and to have that many games under his belt.
Yeah. In the middle.
And you played against him on the weekend. Like, great guy, great fella as well. Hated playing against him, but yeah, big shout out to him.
He's Papa's someone he's so hard to hate.
You can't hate him.
You can't hate him. He's such a good fella, and although we didn't get the result, I just want to say congratulations to Big Papa. I saw him. Well, we stayed out for his presentation as well, so showed a little bit of respect there, and I went up and said congratulations, and prick scored 2 tries. How's that?
Mate. Anyway, I want to ask you something. Have you seen the bit of back and forth with Aaron Woods and Billy Slater?
Bro,
what's your thoughts on that?
That's relentless. Fully called him a grub. I want to see. I'd read something on that.
Is it personal, you reckon? Has something happened?
Well, all those years Woodsy played Origin, getting beat by arguably probably the greatest rugby league team put together.
Fair.
It'd be annoying. It would have been hard to play against.
Because we were teammates in kangaroo camp, and I don't recall any rift or. Yeah, no,
it's pretty savage. I think it's pretty savage to say.
Fair play. It's the most we've got for this Origin series in terms of entertainment. Yeah, but I know Billy, and I think he would have taken whatever Aaron Woods is saying personal. I reckon.
Well, he doesn't really. He had no. What would you say? Billy didn't really have a chance to
speak.
Yeah, speak or.
I'm keen to hear what he says. I'm sure someone's going to ask him what's going on.
It was pretty savge. I was like, whoa, relax, Woodsy, relax, man. He didn't really have, Bill didn't really have any chance to return serve. And not that he would.
So speaking on Billy Slater, Aaron Woods, a bit of riff there. Who are your top 3 most hated New South Welshmen? You just absolutely hate, past, current.
For me?
Yeah. Do you have the top? I want to plant the seed there. We don't have to think. We don't have to say it now.
Not now. Let me have a good think about it.
I think so. We just mentioned.
In saying that though, I respect everyone that's put on a State of Origin jersey for sure. And I wouldn't say it's a hate, but it's a dislike during Origin period.
Was James Tedesco one of them? Oh, I'm joking. He's
good.
I'm joking. All right, let's talk about Craig Bellamy. I don't think it's been spoken about enough, but I think it's an absolute masterstroke by New South Wales and Laurie Daly by getting him in.
What is his role in the side?
Well, they say he's a mentor.
Do you reckon he's
Laurie
coaching?
Daly. I think he definitely has a say. He has to have a say. And I think it's a masterstroke. Why? Because who are the top 2 main players for Queensland? Harry Grant, Cameron Munster. If that's not insider trading and Craig Bellamy pretty much divulging every single thing about those 2 players to get them off their game and make sure that we expose their weaknesses, I don't know. That's my conspiracy theory. But I think it's been a masterstroke because I don't think Craig Bellamy's there for his tactical experience. He's definitely a good motivator, but also
have you been coached by him, have you?
No, I haven't, but I've heard on the grapevine.
Okay.
And I think that he would have divulged a bit of information around those 2 players. That's my theory.
Yeah, of course. He knows them better than any other coach does. He's coached them their whole careers, or majority of Harry's.
Billy Slater.
Is it a huge advantage? I wouldn't say it's a huge advantage. Sorry,
it's an edge, but
it's a little. Well, it's something. I'll say it's something. You're saying he's a great motivator, so you still have to, as a player, you still have to go out there and perform. They performed game 1, so
Trent Luero's in there as well. Another Melbourne Storm player.
Yes. Well, there's obviously going to be a few Melbourne boys because
Xavier Coates.
And
I'm just saying, you've got the head coach of the Melbourne Storm in the backstar.
So you think he's exploiting their weaknesses?
I think so.
It's not known to everyone. With this day and age that you do so much video and things like that.
Yeah.
You would know that as a player.
Yeah, I think it's more on a deeper level. What ticks those.
Well, you reckon Bellamy's telling them to go sledge him and say this about him?
No, not that. But I think he has some influence where he can expose a bit more than just the normal video, what we see on the football field. I can't say, mate, because I'm not there. That's my point. I'm just saying. Craig sees these guys day in, day out. Could he be saying anything about any niggly injuries we should target? Maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
It's a conspiracy theory. It's a theory.
But
Craig has an extensive amount of knowledge in the game, right?
Absolutely.
So to have him part of the staff, I think it's a win-win. And he looked a bit more calmer than usual in the coaching box. I might say that.
Yeah.
But
it definitely helps having him there for sure.
yeah.
I'll agree with you on that.
Oh, so you're just being an asshole and you just wanted to be a prick, and now you agree with me. Okay. All right. This one we're going to have a bit of fun with. Spencer Leniu. So, yes, it's been spoken about quite a bit, but as players, let's talk a bit more about it. Why not?
Why not?
You guys catted it.
You reckon?
You guys catted it.
Or
what?
Or,
here we go.
Forsay, who kicked off?
You tell me. Queensland kicked
Valentine
off.
Holmes kicked off, right?
Did he?
And Valentine Holmes was playing on the left side of the field.
Okay.
Which I strongly...
Did Val kick off? Did Val... We'll get to that. We'll just double check. Because I can't remember.
Val, I'm pretty sure, played on the left-hand side of the
Left edge, yeah.
field. Left wing. He was on the left wing. Spencer had lined up on the right,
Okay.
heading towards us.
Yep.
Well, heading towards Queensland.
Yep.
If you're going to kick to Spencer that way, that
You're
is
short a
going.
number.
You're short a number,
Okay, I knew again to that. Yeah,
which absolutely makes no sense. So tactically, it makes absolute sense to kick right. And I 100% am so sure if Spencer swapped the second time with Max King, they still would have kicked that way.
But he wasn't kicking all game.
See, people.
But he wasn't kicking all game. He wasn't. I don't think he was taking the kickoff duties all game, was he?
Who, Val?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, mind you. Kalen Ponga kicked off first.
Yeah.
And he is a left footer.
Yep. No, he's a right footer, I think.
Kalen Ponga's a left footer, bro.
Good. I was testing you. I don't know, actually. I actually don't know.
I'm pretty sure he kicked to the right as well.
Yeah, hold on. Wait. Val kicked off left all game. So what you're saying, you're
He didn't
contradicting
kick
yourself.
off left all game. I reckon they were kicking off left and realised that they are shorter number because Val is a left winger. They have then changed tactics.
Mate, how do you get that wrong, but how do you get that wrong?
They have then changed tactics to kick right because it made sense. It made sense to kick right, and I 100% am so sure in my mind if Spencer ended up going to their left, Queensland's right, on the second kickoff, they would have kicked to him.
Listen, if you're going to bag a play in the media all week, if he's going to be public enemy number one, and you've got him...
That wasn't the Queensland side doing that shit.
If
It's the media,
you
mate.
got him in the crosshairs... At the most perfect opportunity to kick off to him and absolutely bash the fuck out of him.
Oh, I'd
and
be
you
licking my
didn't.
lips.
Thank you. Yeah, I know you would. That was my next question. What would you have said? Kick off to him. Would you have been like, oh, we want him. I want a piece of him.
Yeah, I would, definitely.
Yeah.
But tactically, it makes sense for Val to kick right.
Yes, but again, then I go back to that. Why, after the third try, fourth try, you pick up on that? As if that wasn't picked up early in the game.
Fourth try.
Mate, that was like in the second half when that happened. All right. Also, mentally, psychologically, right? What that would have done for Spencer. That would have gave him a third leg. You saw him carrying on. You saw him like slamming this flans. What you pretty much did, you gave him that much confidence by not kicking off to him.
I didn't do shit. For one.
Not you. All right, I'm saying you as in like you, Maroons. But
And I don't think at all.
You didn't think it was a big
I think
deal?
it made sense. I guarantee you, if Spencer went to that side, they would have kicked to him.
Let's say this. All right. Spencer comes on the field.
Yep.
Okay. Do you kick off to him? Will the Maroons kick off to him? Especially after all this chat?
Now, game 2.
Yep. They'll definitely kick off to him. True?
I reckon they'll kick right though. I still reckon they'll kick right.
What if
He has to go that side for him to get it.
Yeah, okay.
And if he does go right and they kick left, then I'm eating my own words, aren't I?
We'll see. Do we do another bet?
I reckon they'll kick to him.
I think
They'll kick to him game 2, so we can't have a bet.
Okay. All right.
Surely. I'd love to see it.
Oh, me too. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
So, all right.
He carries the ball hard, I will say that.
Would you say he's one of the most hated New South Welshmen? That you...
No.
No, don't hate him? Don't hate him much?
I wouldn't say that.
I think
at
the
all,
Queenslanders can't stand him. I think right now. He's getting close. He's like,
I don't
you know
think-
who he reminds me of? The equivalent to a Queenslander? Carl Webb. I hated like watching Carl Webb. R.I.P.
Yeah, I got to disagree. I
R.I.P.
think for at the moment in Origin level, Carl's up here.
Well, what he's achieved, mate, what he's achieved is unbelievable. I'm talking about that kind of impact he had in the game. Like Carl Webb came off the bench. He was a powerful ball runner.
Yeah, but I think the media built that up to way worse than it was. Spencer was saying, of course you're gonna, as a middle forward, gonna say, I want to take him on, blah blah blah. I'm happy to be public enemy number one. The media is trying to twist things. The Queensland team would not have even budged about those comments. Why would ya? It's a dog-eat-dog world in the Origin world.
Well, they definitely will budge now. That's for sure. Oh, fuck. All right, moving on. I hope because I know you struggle to think because you're a forward, but have you got your top 3 most hated?
Hated's a strong word.
Oh, not hated.
After playing the game, I respect.
Well, you know what? No, hate is a strong word, but this is State of Origin, so there is genuine hate between us.
Look, I can dislike at Origin time for sure. He was public enemy. He is the definition of public enemy number 1 for Queenslanders.
That was
Gal.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Everyone hated him. And another one, who, mind you, as a player, I loved watching him play growing up, but at Origin time, very much disliked him. And I reckon this is a kind of a curveball. Luke O'Donnell. Remember him?
Oh, my God. He was a lunatic.
He was jacked, bro.
He was so jacked.
Too.
He must have been on the gear, that bloke.
He was... he was aggressive. Yeah, he was aggressive.
Oh, do you remember when he got his jersey ripped off? He was like,
with Dave Taylor.
Was that with Dave Taylor?
Yeah, it was with Dave Taylor.
Oh, nice. Good.
Got his jersey ripped. He was another one. And then I think another one who was he's probably number 2 hated New South Welshman of all time from Queensland, Greg Bird.
Birdie, of course.
Great player.
I was going to say Michael Ennis.
He was a pest.
Yeah,
he was just a pest.
Nah, I think Birdie was a great call. Yeah, he was good.
Like he was always in the niggle. He was always throwing, swinging arms and standing on people's fingers. And you notice that as you get older.
Well, my 3 most hated Queensland players
this
of all
would be
time.
good, actually, because you could go anywhere here. Because there's so many good players in Queensland.
Yeah, good players. Most grubby players of all time. I've actually got a scroll, so this was very, very hard.
This is interesting. I'm intrigued. Talk to me.
Will Chambers.
Will Chambers. One of the best sledgers of all time. Yes, of all time.
To the point where he'll make it personal.
Greatest sledger of all time in rugby league.
Yeah, greatest sledger of all time. Without a doubt.
And mind you, used to do research.
Yeah.
Like go into depth.
Yes. Personal.
Very personal.
Yeah. Straight to the heart.
I've heard it.
Straight for the throat. Like, I was like, whoa, maybe that was a bit too much. But like,
do you know how
he'll win at all costs. Like if you're sledging or have a bit of banter, he'll make sure he'll win at all costs. He does not care.
Do you know how good it was to play with that bloke in Origin?
Yeah.
And you used to hear the stuff that come out of his mouth, and it was personal. It was hilarious.
Anyway, we don't got all day. We've got Justin Hodges next. I hated him every time he put on.
Why? Because he was good.
He was good, but also he was just, again, he was in every single niggle, similar to Greg Bird. Like, he sort of fight everyone, and he just pissed me off.
I tell you what was mad.
I'm like, throw a punch then.
Him and his roomie going at it, Eric Grove Jr.
Oh,
Remember they were roomies? They were roomies apparently, and they punched on in Origin?
Eric Grove Jr.?
Yeah.
Eric Grove Jr. played for New South Wales. So how were they roomies?
No, like in Clubland. Apparently they were roomies. I guarantee you. Look it up.
Eric Grove played for Para.
You need to do some research, brother.
Eric Grove played for Para.
Yeah, I know that. But apparently they were roomies in Sydney. Remember Justin Hodges was in Sydney, right?
They lived together, you mean?
Yes, they lived together.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant roomies as in we would go on away trips.
Oh, no. They lived together.
Right.
Apparently, yes.
How?
And then they punched on. I don't know how, but that's the story.
Thanks for telling the story. You bring that up and like you got no facts and evidence to bring that.
There is facts. Look it up.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Number 3 is, it was very hard to separate these two.
So you got 4. You would too, you weasel.
All right. It was either Gordon Tallis or Billy Slater.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, I went there.
What's your problem with Bill?
No, like...
what's your issue?
I'll tell you what people don't... Do you know what people dislike him? It's because he's so competitive. That's why people dislike him. Like if Billy played for New South
it's
Wales,
respect
we
thing.
would love him. And I love Billy as a bloke. I get along with Billy really well, but not when
Is it
when
because he's coaching as well now?
No. I'm just talking about as a player. I'm talking about as a player.
So I know you off the field,
And
and
he
you
comes
hold
in with
grudges.
he comes in with his knees, he comes in with his elbows, he comes up with his boot in the face when he's taking the
No,
tackle.
but once upon a time, that was okay because it had never really.
Hey,
the game's gone soft.
My debut try, we played my debut game. We played against Melbourne.
Did he hurt you?
I actually got the photo framed, and he's coming across to make a cover tackle. What did he lean with?
Legs. What did he? Did he hurt you?
No, I got up. Oh, fuck
damn it.
I'm like, fuck that in ya. And then they pumped us by 40.
I wish you broke your rib.
That's all right. Oh, yeah. This one's a bit of a curveball. I want to talk about having a state of origin concept, but in New Zealand. So I think the Kiwis get a bit
I don't
envious.
like it.
But can I just speak? Let me talk about this format. And I think the Kiwis deserve.
I will let you speak.
I think the Kiwis deserve to have their own state of origin. And let me just throw this out there. I know we're not there yet, but I think we're going to get to that point. New Zealand is broken up into two islands, North and South, right? Yes. I think there's a genuine rivalry between those two islands right now, currently. You've obviously got New Zealand Warriors who are situated and based in Auckland. I think when the 20th team comes into the NRL.
20th. We're only at 17, brother.
No, but we've already got Perth Bears and PNG.
18, 19.
Yep. The 20th team.
Is PNG
which will be...
Hang on, is PNG's official?
PNG's official.
When are they coming in?
They're coming in 2028, I believe. 2027 is the Bears, Perth Bears.
I don't think that's been fully...
Perth Bears, 2027.
I know that, yes.
PNG, 2028.
No.
Okay.
Has it been confirmed?
It has been confirmed.
No, it hasn't.
Producer Pedro.
It's all talk, mate.
It's been confirmed.
Anyway, yes, back to your...
It's been confirmed.
Concept.
Okay. So the 20th team to come into the NRL will be either a team from Christchurch,
you reckon,
or Wellington. That's what I would like to see. I think there's a massive breeding ground over in New Zealand that we're not capitalising enough on. I think there are more and more players switching code from union to league. I think we've got more of an appealing game. I think obviously the dollars are obviously increasing in terms of
revenue,
retaining and revenue, retaining players. Yep. Getting more interest from rugby union and poaching their players. But also, the hatred's there between the islands. So why don't we capitalise on that?
Though?
There is a genuine dislike between North and South Island, I believe.
I didn't know that.
So I think...
I'm not cultured.
Have a North Island versus South Island State of Origin series.
Yeah, okay.
That's my kind of take on that.
Yeah, but
and that obviously involves the Kiwi-born players.
Well,
right?
obviously.
That's
obviously.
the whole point. So they're obviously missing out now to get them involved.
So you reckon the 20th
abroad.
team's going to be in New Zealand? So
it'll either be a Wellington team or a Christchurch team. So hear me out.
I get the concept.
Hear me out.
I get the concept, but what happens if you have boys from Christchurch playing for the New Zealand Warriors that are in Auckland and then apparently you have to play for the South?
It goes from state of origin, where you're born, where you've grown up.
I just think that's too hard.
It might work, it might not. It's just an idea, right? So
plus, like the talent pool as well.
Yeah,
is there enough talent to?
I think there's more than enough talent, to be honest with you. Like Christchurch just built almost built a brand new stadium. Wellington have pretty much a beautiful stadium in the Cake Tin. It's a big city. They're both big cities. They both got their own rugby union teams. I think there's a massive opportunity to take the game.
I'm going to throw a curveball. I reckon the 20th team might be from Fiji. I might go Papua New Guinea. Boom, Fiji next.
Okay, well, you're talking about pathways. You're talking about development. Fiji are nowhere near having that set up.
You're going to have players from Australia and New Zealand obviously predominantly be playing for a PNG team, right? The new PNG team.
Yep.
But the exact same thing.
But do we have enough talent to take players to Fiji?
Apparently we do, because you're already announcing that
New Zealand. We're talking about a whole country.
They can't go find players over there as well?
Where, Fiji?
New Zealand, to go play for the Fiji team.
I think in terms of foundations, pillars to build a franchise.
You know what I reckon? Bring in a fucking Vegas team.
You know what I reckon? I think we've got to move on because you have lost the absolute plot.
That'd be mad.
You have lost the plot. You wouldn't even go there, mate. Your missus wouldn't let you. Don't act like you would play for a Vegas team.
Bucks party in Nashville this year, so up yours.
I've had my bucks in Vegas, actually.
Do you want to come? So this is going real left field.
You wouldn't invite me.
You go to Nashville?
You wouldn't invite me. Why
End of
Nashville?
year, bro.
Why Nashville?
Because I always wanted to go.
What's in Nashville?
Cowboys? Cowboy, like country style.
My head hurts. You could pick any
Country
destination in the world and you pick Nashville for your bucks. You're off your head.
Where else? Where else would you want to go then?
You know what? I just remembered something. I had to-
Nashville into Columbia.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe not tell anyone you go to Colombia.
No, it's joy. It's a joy.
Just
bar.
don't tell anyone you go to Colombia because people would jump to conclusions. I want to ask you, there was a lot of comments about your hair.
Oh.
Hey, and
But I'm off that.
is it a toupee? Is it real?
Nah, it's definitely
Can
real.
you pull it just to clarify? Okay, it's good. It's real.
Yeah, that was savage, bro. And actually, I remember you sending me the photo last time we did this.
Yeah.
And it genuinely looked like a wig, a toupee.
Yeah.
My side profile with this haircut's horrible unless my hair's really flat.
Well, that's your fault.
It's thick, don't get me wrong. It's thick. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, but I am receding a bit for sure.
Yeah.
But at least I own that.
Yeah, at least you know. Well, since we're on this topic, there are some shockers going around. You've had some absolute shocking haircuts.
Dog shit, yeah.
Why?
Well, you really want to go there, do you?
Well, here.
Well, I did one for charity. That was a skullet, so world's greatest shave. So that was for a good cause, raise some money for charity. Yeah. Something you've never done.
I've done that before. I've raised $70,000 for Red Cross, but anyway.
Okay, you want a medal?
Well, I've never wanted the medal, but you said I didn't raise any money, so I said that.
And well, I suppose just growing a mullet was the Australian thing to do at the time, and I did it. If you had a shot, when you first come into the league, you had an absolute Barry Crocker. You had a shocker. You had like that mad emo stick up.
Yeah, but that was under 20s, but that was under 20s. How did you know about that? How did you know about that?
Get that photo up, put it up.
No one's gonna find it.
I'll find it. It's in WhatsApp somewhere.
How did you know about that?
Yeah, it's been sent everywhere, bro. That was dog shit. You look like
that's pretty bad.
You look like you're about to sing. 'Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again.
Fuck. Anyway, I was actually going to say who had the worst haircut there in a row, but
you're up there with that.
That was pretty bad.
But who's had the worst haircut?
You know what we should do? We should get like all snippets of like the worst haircuts, and we just do like a carousel, and everyone can just vote on it.
Yeah.
And you'll be voted.
Well,
as the worst,
bad, bro. I've had this is a skullet one where he didn't. I remember he shaved it, the hairdresser, and he went back, but he didn't chop it at the back properly. So it was like you can see it's dog shit. I'm fully like one all over too. Yeah,
don't do it to yourself. Don't look it up. It was actually horrible. But I think we got to this point now. Game 2. Who wins? Predictions. Why?
You want me to go?
You want me to go?
No, I'll go. No, you know what? Because since you predicted and got the score, I'll go first.
Go on.
Why I think Queensland will win.
So you are saying Queens are going to win?
Yes. I love the addition of Kurt Mann on the bench. Love that. Mm-hmm. Love what he brings as a player. Deceptively strong and can whack. I think he's got a lot of aggression, which I love. I actually don't mind. I really like the thought process of Paddy Carrigan coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. I think what he did a couple of years ago off the bench was his game. He brings a lot of punch, and Nana I thought was great in game 1, and I love the thought process of him bringing a lot of energy off the bench as well. Mm-hmm. I think Queensland win in Perth. I think it will be close, and I'm going to say the score will be 16-12.
Close.
16-12.
Well, obviously, I'm going to go for New South Wales. I don't think we need to change too much in terms of the way we play. We definitely will have that power forward kind of mentality, big bodies, taking those strong carries, eating up those meters. I do believe as well, you guys kind of shown your cards a bit too early as well with a couple of plays.
What cards? They threw nothing at them.
The only threats that you had that I believe, the only time I felt threatened as a New South Welshman, it was when Queensland kicked to Brian To'o. Obviously, the mismatch in terms of height with Xavier Coates.
That's not throwing cards, brother.
To combat that, Latrell goes to the wing to take the takes. Brian goes to the center. Okay, that's how I believe.
That's stupidity.
Okay, that's how I think we should solve that issue.
Oh, okay, sorry. That's your take.
That's my take, yeah. That's why that will solve that. Also, we need to solve your attacking shift around the middle third when we shifted to Latrell's side. I thought we got our pants pulled down a couple of times. And it's a good play because normally when you're in yardage, obviously the line's condensed. We tighten up our line.
Edges aren't jamming as well. Center winger aren't jamming. They're on the retreat.
Correct.
Easy leaders.
And also, obviously, we're more infield, right? So you can strip us for numbers. And it happened a couple of times where Xavier Coates went down that sideline. So we need to combat that. We need to address it. We need to look up, scan, see Ponga's in shape, see Dearden's setting up that shift. And if we can solve those two main issues.
You watch Dearden go through once on that too. He'll dummy and go.
Dummy and go. That's one thing I'm worried about with his inclusion. But I've got full confidence with this New South Wales team. I say we win 28-12.
So basically a hiding.
You guys are going to get absolutely belted. Yeah. To be honest, I might even early crow this. I think we win 3-0 this series.
Swept? That's a huge call.
It's a huge call, and I think you can do what we did to you last year. You know, we beat you on the neutral ground for game 2. We flogged yous, and then we beat yous in Suncorp. But you can do the same to us. We're playing in Perth, neutral ground. You can.
What do you want on a sweep then?
Pardon?
What bet do you want to have on a sweep?
Ooh. Oh, what? So you can't get the sweep, obviously. Okay. Put it this way. If we sweep yous, you got to wear a New South Wales jersey to training every single day for a week.
That's a sweep. I'll do something with the jersey, but I'm not wearing it for a week.
Okay, what would you do?
That's just.
I'll put the ball in your court. What would you do? What would you do, Jai? Since you wanted to bring up the bet and put it on yourself.
Yeah, what's a good one? So are we saying if Queensland win one game, what you got to do?
Oh wow! You aren't winning, but that's like why would I lose a bet? You guys aren't winning.
Yeah, but you're saying you're.
Oh, put it this way:
you're that confident that we'll get swept.
If Queensland win 2-1,
get
I'll wear a Queensland jersey or that stupid toad hat, whatever you want.
Yep.
But if we win and you get swept.
Well, that's a good one. Let me think. I'm not wearing it for a week. That's just.
How about this? We'll make a bet for game 3, and the loser will cop a punishment. We'll think about that.
Yeah, let's.
Maybe we'll leave it to the audience. Maybe they can.
But again, game 2, hats are on the line.
Okay.
For however long you want.
Yeah, good, done.
For as long as I did.
Done. Hats are on the line for game 2.
Yeah.
Loser has to be punished with that. And for the loser of the series, we'll leave it up to our audience, subscribers, to give us a good bet.
Walk down the beach nude or something.
We'd both like that. We wouldn't mind. We're a bit lucky, me and you. But anyway, all right. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for coming on the show, brother. Best of luck. And I'll see you for game 3.
Let's go.
Sounds good.